مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلف، مما يعزز التفاعلات الهاتفة ويزيد الوعي بعلامة تجارية.
التغطية الشاملة مع محطات في مواقع استراتيجية زي الرنج، ملكال وباليد. بتوفر آي راديو تغطية شاملة بتصل إلى كل من المراكز الحضرية والمناطق الريفية. بتضمن شراكتك مع آي راديو الرؤية عبر منطقة جغرافية واسعة.
ما تفوت فرصة توسيع نطاق رسالتك باستخدام آي راديو. شارك أو أعلن معنا الليلة وخلي صوتك مسموع في جميع أنحاء جنوب السودان.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. Jonglei State Minister of Information and Communication Nyamar Loin Tichot Ngundeng says Chief Justice Dr. Benjamin Bak Deng has ordered establishment of a special court to try suspects involved in the communal conflict between the Hall and Ayual communities. The Catholic Bishops' Conference is set to begin today in Malakal town, marking the first time the national gathering is being held in Upper Nile State. And the Minister of Environment and Forestry, Josephine Apon, has renewed South Sudan's commitment to global climate cooperation, calling for urgent international action to tackle the worsening climate crisis during the Belém Climate Change Summit 2025 in Brazil. This is stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. Jonglei State Minister of Information and Communication, Nyamar Loin Tichot Ngundeng, says Chief Justice Dr. Benjamin Bak Deng has ordered the establishment of a special court to try suspects involved in the communal conflict between the Hall and Ayual communities. This comes as the government of Jonglei State deployed the army to disputed fishing territories along the Nile River to restore peace following renewed tensions in the area. Late last month, the Chief of Defense Forces, General Paul Nang, directed the evacuation of communities that are parties to the conflict from a fishing zone. According to Minister Nyamar, joint forces comprising the South Sudan People's Defense Forces, the National Security Service, and the National Police Service were dispatched to several islands, including Biothaganj, Lang, Paluat, Panom, Kwai, Sedav, and Dong, to maintain peace and security. She said the forces will work to prevent further clashes and support reconciliation efforts between the two communities whose dispute has persisted since 2023. The troops were seen off by senior security officials, including Deputy Chief of Defense Forces for Operations General Kong Tho Kong, Major General Samuel Lueth Omod of the National Security Service, and Major General Mangar Makeng Kamij of the National Police Service. Minister Nyamar also urged local authorities, county commissioners, and traditional leaders to cooperate fully with the deployed security forces to ensure lasting peace in the region. The Catholic Bishops' Conference is set to begin today in Malakal town, marking the first time the religious leaders are gathering in Upper Nile State. The week-long meeting brings together bishops from various dioceses across South Sudan to discuss pastoral work, peace building, and the growing impact of climate-related disasters on local communities. Ahead of the conference, the bishops visited Fashoda County, where severe floods have displaced families and destroyed livelihoods. Their visit aimed to express solidarity with those affected and to offer spiritual and moral support to communities struggling with the effects of the flooding. The church leaders say the Malakal meeting provides an opportunity to strengthen coordination among dioceses and to reaffirm the church's role in promoting faith, unity, and resilience amid ongoing social and environmental challenges. The Minister of Environment and Forestry, Josephine Apon Cosmas, has renewed South Sudan's commitment to global climate cooperation, calling for urgent international action to tackle the worsening climate crisis during the Belém Climate Change Summit 2025 in Brazil. Delivering a statement on behalf of President Salva Kiir, the minister reaffirmed her country's strong commitment to global climate cooperation and to building peace, unity, and sustainable development at home. Minister Napon warned that South Sudan continues to face the severe impacts of climate change, from recurring floods and heat waves to drought and unpredictable rainfall. She said these climate pressures are compounding existing challenges of conflict and fragility. Quoting the United Nations Secretary General, Nafon cautioned that humanity is on the brink of overshooting the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold and that the world is failing to shield its most vulnerable nations from devastating consequences. The minister called on the international community to mobilize up to $1.3 trillion annually by 2035 to support global climate adaptation and mitigation efforts. She welcomed the establishment of a loss and damage fund, but expressed concern about its limited resources, urging greater financial contributions to make the fund effective. While reaffirming South Sudan's readiness to engage constructively at COP30, Napon underscored her government's commitment to implementing its nationally determined contributions, National Adaptation Program of Action, and National Adaptation Plans. She also appealed for a stronger cooperation under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement to boost financing, technology transfer, and capacity building for sustainable development. In closing, Minister Napon urged the global community to deliver on the new collective quantified goal, fully capitalize the loss and damage fund, and invest in technology and capacity building that will help vulnerable nations protect their people and the environment. On behalf of the President and the government of South Sudan, she expressed hope that COP30 will transform global climate commitments into concrete action. This is iRadio Morning News. And to the international scene, at least 7 people have died after a boat carrying undocumented migrants sank near the border between Thailand and Malaysia. 13 people have been rescued, but hundreds are missing. They were among a group of 300 people, most of whom are Rohingyas who left Myanmar's impoverished Rakhine state 2 weeks ago on a large vessel before splitting into small boats. Malaysian maritime official has said the capsized vessel is believed to have gone down near the resort island of Langwaki, the Malaysian Coast Guard has said. Rescue efforts have entered a second day, with the search area expanded from 170 to 256 square nautical miles. Malaysia's maritime authority expects the search to last 7 days. And Iran, especially its capital Tehran, is facing an unprecedented drought this autumn, with rainfall at record lows and reservoirs nearly empty. Officials are pleading with citizens to conserve water as the crisis deepens. President Masoud Pezeshkian has warned that if there is not enough rainfall soon, Tehran's water supply could be rationed. But he said that even rationing might not be enough to prevent a disaster. His comments have prompted criticism in Iranian newspapers and on social media. Former Tehran Mayor Gholam Hossein Kabashchi called the idea a joke and said evacuating Tehran makes no sense at all. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. Jonglei State Minister of Information and Communication Myanmar Loin Tichot Ngundeng says Chief Justice Dr. Benjamin Bak Deng has ordered establishment of a special court to try suspects involved in the communal conflict between the Hall and Ayol communities. The Catholic Bishops' Conference is set to begin today in Malakal town, marking the first time the religious leaders are gathering in Upper Nile State. And the Minister of Environment and Forestry, Josephine Apon, has renewed South Sudan's commitment to global climate cooperation, calling for urgent international action to tackle the worsening climate crisis during the Belém Climate Change Summit 2025 in Brazil. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 870. It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I'm Lasuba Memo. Thank you for listening.
بتفتش على راديو مثالي؟ آي راديو هو جوابك. لا تختار آي راديو في 5 الأسباب المغنادل.